All right. Thanks for staying with us, everyone. It's time to take a look at today's newspapers and, of course, review the papers. With us is leadership and communication strategist. Dr. John, good morning. Good to see you.
Welcome. Good morning. Yeah.
And you're looking like a Friday.
Yes, you know.
All right. Let's begin, as usual, with the Punch. EFCC grills ex-DSS DG Ekpeyong, who Daura shielded from arrest. Agency unfreezes Benue accounts. Otom thanks Nigerians, and IG seeks Oshibajo's approval to search Daura's house. Okay, the drama is truly getting thicker.
Yeah. Power corrupts, you know.
And absolute power.
Corrupts,
absolutely.
Absolutely. I'm glad that at every point in time, we need to remind ourselves that we are just ordinary people that have been privileged to be in position. We are not leaders because we are in position. We are leaders because we have vision for the people. And if events like this continue to happen, it will actually encourage all Nigerians that all hope is not really lost.
So what you're saying in effect is, look, with power in your hands, remain humble.
As humble as you can. You understand?
Yeah.
So
because you know what the
happened.
chicken will always come home to roost.
And I'm happy that APC is gradually getting out of this art of working against itself. Because, for example, the president actually nominated somebody that this is going to be the EFCC chairman, and the DSS provided a report. The DSS that is working within presidency provided a report and said, no, this man can never be this thing. You remember when EFCC also went to the house of the former director of SSS. They came again and blocked them and said, no, that you cannot arrest this person. So I hope that the era of working at cross purpose is over.
Let's hope so. APC attacks Saraki again, calls him a traitor and a betrayer. APC has not recovered from failure to subvert democracy, and that's Saraki, you know, responding to the APC attacks.
Yes, sometimes I just get disappointed when I hear lousy noise of politicians, especially when you come to accuse Saraki of what? You were happy, you were dancing, you went to church to do Thanksgiving when this man came to your party towards the 2015 election. Now, what has changed?
He wasn't a traitor then.
He wasn't a traitor then. I think politicians should learn to be consistent, whether you are in or out of power. And that's the problem I have with average of them. They are only concerned about today. All of them that are speaking now, they've forgotten that television stations are recording them. Now, when they now move from this party they are now, maybe in 2022, we will now play it for them to see. They are so inconsistent. The problem is that this man said is not longer comfortable within their house. And he moved.
Simple as ABC.
Also APC learn to move. Let them concentrate on developing the lives of the people.
After all, he just got
indeed.
Too.
1-1.
Yes, 1-1. It's a big one.
Let's move on. Let's move on. 10 feared killed as robbers attack Edo banks. A very sad reminder of the Ofa killings.
Yes.
You know, of a bank robbery that led to the death of some 33 people. Now we're having this again. And incidentally, in the same bank, the same area, the same incident happened in 2015, where about 6 people were killed.
In fact, if you remember also in Ofa, it happened some about 2 years before the last one that happened. It shows that, again, we cannot totally blame our policemen. If you look at the percentage of the police that are actually policing the entire populace, then it's something to worry about. Then I listened to, it's very funny because I listened to a Yoruba radio station, was it yesterday, and it was saying that the gun of the police people were sounding like a knockout, while the other one was boo, boo, boo all over the place. It shows that the police too at this point in time is not well equipped.
And you know, a police station near the bank was actually attacked before going to the bank.
That seems to usually be the tactic now of armed robbers before they go and attack.
Of course, they have to destabilize the police so that before they gather together, they will have done what they need to do.
Like we said countless times here on this show, that the amount given to each police unit to you know, maintain a police station is very
unbelievable. Did you say amount? Did you say amount?
45,000 naira per month.
The fact is that how many stations get this money?
To start with.
They need to rely on the goodwill of people to even fuel their vehicles.
Very true. I didn't need WAEC result for admission into US varsity. That's Adeleke speaking there. He merged the is it the SDP candidate?
I think that's PDP.
No,
PDP
PDP.
candidate.
Sorry, PDP candidate.
PDP
The
candidate.
dancing senator. That's what some people have chosen to call it. So what did he use to gain admission in
He
this
said he
US
just moved to the
university?
US. He wrote YK and was
just moved.
He has to move
Okay.
to the US. He moved
All
there
right,
and
let's-
passed
let's
the
move on,
exam.
Yeah, moving
Yeah.
on quickly.
The Vanguard now, of course, is still the story on Daura. 2015 poll, security cash, presidency orders probe of Daura. Okay, Ekpenyong with multiple riders. Let's just leave that since we already talked about it. Let's move to the top of the paper here at the middle. Current political happening in Nigeria, battle between good, evil. That's acting President Osinbajo talking there. But then you wonder, who are the evil ones now?
And who are the good ones?
There's no doubt about the fact that there are evils everywhere. Majority of them are political people that are scattered within major political parties of APC and PDP. And these are the people that have benefited from government over time, and they don't want things to be done in a new way. So when the president was talking about good and evil, fantastic. But again, he was not referring to PDP because the evil men are bound everywhere, especially in APC and PDP. And these are the people that they know that once government begins to do things right, money will not flow into their pocket. So they are doing everything possible, both within and without, to sabotage government effort and to prevent government from doing what is right.
And again, like I asked, how do you determine the good ones from the evil ones, especially now that you're moving close to the election period and with exchange of politicians?
All right, evil is a rather strong word, though.
Exactly.
But go ahead.
You see, evil is not strong when you consider the fact that this is a nation that all over the world, Nigeria is being respected not for the people alone, but for the resources the nation has.
Absolutely.
And how we have been able to survive over time. That's why they looted. So when you are using the word evil, it is not even strong enough because people are in abject poverty because some set of people have denied them the right to
True, and the
life.
country is
Say that
somehow
again.
responsible for the progress of the continent.
Okay.
All right, let's come down here to the bottom left of the paper. EFCC unfreezes Benway's bank accounts as court summons anti-grafts agency. Now,
I think they were sleeping before. They couldn't get the proper understanding of the difference between a personal account and a government account. When you freeze a government account, there's no doubt about the fact that you can investigate a government account. But when you freeze a government account, how do you want the government to survive?
is it not becoming political? Because it was the same thing that happened in Akwa Ibom State, just how many hours after Akpabio defected?
You see, everything in Nigeria is political. And that's because some people are waiting for body language. And that's it. All these things are not supposed to be political.
When can
If
we get
institutions-
governance on track and leave all this politicking?
All right,
alone?
Akpabio playing
Okay.
God, that's according to Akwa Ibom government there. A woman gives birth
go.
to quintuplets in Oka, where some are looking for just one. God bless the family with 5 at once.
God bless them. God bless them. And to the nation now, more pressure on Saraki to quit Senate presidency. APC North's Youth Sage demand resignation. I won't descend into gutter. And that's Saraki responding there to all the tirades from the APC.
APC does not need to come out to say, you know, politicians in Nigeria, only a few of them have the spirit of resigning once they move from. But again, why will a Saraki resign? He will not.
If a Tambuwal didn't resign.
In fact, I'm not even going to talk
there.
about Tambuwal. I'm not going to talk. Let's assume we are born again. We want to do things new
The
way.
right way.
Now the right way. Why will he resign? Why the newspapers are talking about Saraki every day? It's not because he's a senator. It's because he's a Senate president. That is where the power is. So he needs to stay on with the power. Then again, why is APC complaining? If they have the majority and they can actually garner the 2/3 majority of the House,
Then
let
go
them do
ahead
it.
and
this
impeach him.
person and let him go.
All right, to the bottom left of the nation, $2.1 billion arms deal. EFCC arrests ex-DSS boss Ekpenyong. Of course, we already heard that. Federal government offers 90 billion Naira bonds for sale. And INEC to employ over 15,000 ad hoc workers for Osun governorship poll. Okay. Really, that's it.
Okay, so we go to the Daily Sun. The major story, of course, is still about the big elephants that are fighting. APC Saraki fight. You are worst Senate president Nigeria has ever had. Ruling party. They have not recovered from failed attempt to subvert democracy. Let's just leave that story. We go to the top right of the paper. 12 killed in Edo failed bank robbery. We already talked about that. So let's come down here, starting from the bottom left. Freezing of states' accounts, grievous offense. Governor Wike talking there. Anti-graft agency lifts order on Benue accounts. We talked about that. And then beside it, EFCC arrests quizzes ex-DSS DG Ekpenyong. We talked about it too. And the National Assembly invasion, IGP indicts senators, politicians in report to Oshibajo. So he gave a report to the acting president of how what transpired just last week happened in front of the gate of the National Assembly, and then what he needs right now for the police to move forward with his investigation.
You see, there's no how things like this will happen and you will not find politicians. They are everywhere, especially on crooked paths. You will always find them hiding at one point or the other. Then there are people in government, in this government, that I suspect so much. And I can continue to name names. I can continue to name names. Because I doubt whether things like this will happen without the knowledge of the chief of staff to the president. The office of the chief of staff to the president or to the governor is the, forget about what they talk about, vice president or deputy governor. That is the most powerful office across our 36 states of the federation. So I doubt whether things like this will happen without the knowledge of the man. And once they happening all over the places, that even if you get to Ikeja here now to submit a letter to the governor, it will not go to the governor directly. It passes through
somebody.
The chief of staff.
Anyway, the thing is, both sides have called for a thorough investigation of exactly
we may not get the word thorough.
We
may not get the word thorough. And I'm being honest. We may not get, because once you continue to get up there and you begin to see the names of people that are involved, then the word thorough will get missing.
All right, so the bottom side of the paper, a House of Reps reconvenes next week, Senate expected to follow. This is in response to the appeal by the presidency that just need to
that is what a responsive National Assembly should do, in all honesty. But again, there's a way we have really prioritized this election as if it's holding the life of every Nigerian.
Well, is it not?
It is not.
Okay.
It is not holding the life of every Nigerian.
How? If the budget for the conduct of the 2019 election is not passed, how would the nation be able to hold
the budget will be passed. There's no doubt about that. The budget can be passed within one day. If we had had every security situation this important, then we will not have killings all over the places. If we hold the National Assembly by the jugular and say, pass the 2018 budget, everything will not be in disarray like this. So the way we are, you know, the way politicians will make you believe that election is more important than every other thing. That is not true.
Well, it is very important. So go out there and get your PVC. The gospel of the PVC has been
It is, but let them sort out the issue of
poverty.
Go to
the this day is my last paper this morning. 45 political parties pay solidarity visit to Saraki. That really should be a confidence booster for Senate President in these trying times. IG submits interim report on Daura to acting president. EFCC quizzes releases. Ex-DG SSS Ekpenyong Seifa promises to review illegal detentions and rights abuse. Can he deliver on this promise?
He would deliver if he can actually muster the courage to work as an institution. Why many of these people? Because the president is one of the politicians in the world today that I respect so much. But things are going slowly because every institution of government is looking and waiting for the body language of the president. Now, there are a lot of right things that you will have done as an institution that I am sure that this president that is in Nigeria today, President Muhammadu Buhari, will not question you. But when you begin to look at his body language, he's not even aware. Last time they submitted a report during former President Goodluck Jonathan, they submitted a report of, they call it, is it Onosai report? Yeah, telling him the number of agencies in government. The man shouted and said, wow. Because government is so complex in Nigeria that we cannot continue to wait for the body language of one man.
Okay, final one to take at top of this day. Oshibajo intervenes in Total's $16 billion Egina oil field dispute. Of course, he'll be in Lagos to do that.
Okay, quickly, Daily Trust, the last but not the least. Almost all the stories on the front page have been talked about. Just APC PDP test strength in Buhari's base tomorrow as INEC is to conduct, to fill vacant seats for the Senate and House of Reps.
Yes, you know, every political party, especially the major ones, APC and PDP, now needs the seat, every vacant seat, or all the 2 vacant seats in the National Assembly. So the campaign you saw yesterday was campaign for President Buhari, not just a senator coming on board, because we need...
Well, it's quite interesting that the seat had been vacant for quite a while. Nothing was done until the defection started.
Now.
All right, Dr. Ojo, thank you very much. But we'll still keep you anyway for our first discussion.